Switch places.
Hello. Hi. Hi. My name is Melina Bartha. Nice to meet you.
Tell me more about yourself.
Well, right now I am a MBA student at Rutgers. My concentration is marketing. I need to tell you a little bit about where that comes from. I had a B2B and a B2C business where I discovered marketing as my passion. And I just wanted to hone in on my skills more. But making those connections with people and being able to tell a story is something that I'm very good at and that I would like to be able to do for you. Is there any way that we can discuss the position you have further?
Sure. Here, can I take this back? Yeah.
Here's mine.
Yeah, that's the attached.
Thank you very much. Nice meeting you.
Good. Comments from Helena? Blake?
I thought she spoke very clearly the whole way through, and like the same tone, very steady, very to the point. And I like that at the end when he was like saying like thank you, and she like held his hand for a minute and said nice to meet you. So that extra half second, I thought that was good.
Good. Matt?
She actually showed that she enjoyed her job.
Yeah.
She showed passion.
Yeah, and she even said it. In this business, I developed a passion for marketing. I like the way you handled that. It was great. Any other comments? All right. Where are we at? Olga? And if we could really try to keep it down in the back, try not to talk while someone's doing their elevator pitch. It can be distracting.
Hi, how are you? My name is Olga. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
I heard that you're hiring for school business administrator position, and I've done a couple internships, and I really enjoy this job. And I currently strengthening my skills, attending business school. I want to improve my knowledge in finance, accounting, and I would appreciate if you help me in my searching for school business administrator position.
I would love to. Do you have a business?
Yeah, sure. Here it is.
Thank you. We'll be in touch.
Thank you very much. Nice to meet you guys.
Nice to meet you too.
Fantastic. Comments for Olga? You knew what she did, you knew what she wanted, and you knew how it related to this person who has a job opening. Karen?
She was pretty quick about it too. She was pretty weak with the balance. She got right to the point.
Got right to the point. She used the term school administrator several times, but I don't think it was too much. It just reinforced that brand. That's a good example of my brand. School administrator. It's worked into that brand statement. Good. Okay. Paula?
Thank you.
Oh, great. Okay, you stay.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Hi, nice to meet you.
My name is Paula. Yes, I'm very interested in your organization. I stopped by because I wanted to tell you about myself. Right now, I'm working I'm helping the company set standards, productivity standards. I study people's production all the time, and I find it so positive if I could help the organization. Not only do that, but help them. Could I start over?
Sure, absolutely. And take a shoulder roll, step back.
Because I'm taking all the feedback and just what I have prepared.
Okay, take a minute. Stretch the neck. That's fine.
Hi, how are you? Nice to meet you. My name is Paula.
Nice to meet you. My name is Olga.
I am an MBA student at Rutgers University. My concentration is on leadership. I would love to work for a company in their human resources department and contribute to their organization, making a better environment, helping the employees succeed in their careers. And I would be so interested in being part of the training and development program of your organization. I'd be very happy to give you my business card.
Awesome. Thank you. Here's mine.
Thank you very much, and I will forward you my email, and I'll keep in touch with you to see what other opportunities you have available.
Sure. That was nice meeting you. I will definitely call you back.
Thank you very much.
Good. got hung up a little bit by getting the exact words right the first time? I don't know, what do you think was that?
Because you kept saying about brand and your value to the company. So I thought maybe I can give a little bit of my background and say why I want to do a leadership program and why I'm really interested. And then I just got very nervous. I got
Okay.
stuck.
Good. Comments for Paula? Excellent. Halima?
Well, I thought it was a great recovery, so you're good under stress. But what I liked how you told them that I'm going to keep in touch with you. Like, you can expect to hear from me, and I'm going to be looking at, maybe you can share with me other jobs and other things. You didn't just seclude yourself into one thing. And it just, to me, showed more interest in the company overall. Yeah, I have to use that.
Good stuff. Great work. So glad you were able to use this as a workshop to practice and refine to get a very effective elevator pitch. Great work. Arpit?
So I have a question. I know she's saying that, you're showing enthusiasm for the company itself, but can that backfire if you're talking to someone for a specific position, but then you say, if there are any other positions open, I'd be interested. Does that kind of backfire on you? Saying, I'm not really honed in on what I want to do?
You mean like specifically what Paula did?
No, I'm just saying in general.
Okay. So, all right. So I'm interested in this position or anything else you're hiring for? Or
Yeah,
wait,
like saying,
I'm interested in this position because my skill set's perfect for it. I think I'd be a great fit, or anything else you're hiring for. Okay.
yeah, like
Okay,
saying,
it's hard
if
to
there are, I'd be interested in other positions. Let's keep in touch.
Okay, so well, let's think of it in terms of extremes. If you're very clear about what you want to do, you're very clear about why you want to be a finance person or why you want to be an investment banker, and then you open it up very broadly at the end, I wouldn't mind doing this, or this, then that could be a problem. How can we sort of get the benefit of that, but avoid that pitfall? I would throw out one suggestion, and then Allie has another suggestion. Just being so committed to a specific job, a specific role, will show your good qualities. I've researched what it means to be an investment banker. I'm interested in these types of things that are happening in the market. I've done this for repair. They will remember you as that person who did all that work. And it's easy for them in their head to think, oh, I bet you would also be good at private wealth. So now you're doing this, or have an opening of that, we can have that discussion. So I would say by committing to that one role, they can remember you in a positive way that could be transferable to other roles.
I'm thinking that if you, I don't know how to explain this, but if you're talking to a recruiter, I think that you should keep it, within a certain area. You're not going to say, hey, I'm interested in a finance job, but if there's an HR job available, I'd be interested in that too. If you're hiring for anything, I want that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if you keep it, within the same department or general, I don't know the word, but area, then it's fine to do that. Because I know a lot of people where I work and where I previously worked, where they apply for one job and then they get hired into another job that is in the same department, just maybe a little bit different. So I think just as long as you're not like stretching, across the entire company.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that. Blake?
I agree completely. I just wanted to follow up and just say that, you want to show that you have direction, that you know that this is the position that's the right fit for you, not whether it's finance and HR. And if you're open to anything, then they're just going to feel that, okay, you might have some skill sets, but we'll know where to put you because you don't know what you want.
Yeah. So I think there's value in being specific as possible, and you can broaden that to things, I agree with Allie's point completely, broaden that to things in the same area. But if you're like finance or HR or marketing, where you fit. You're not pursuing the one thing you're really, really good at and really, really passionate about. So we don't want you. All right, so where are we at? It's your turn, Harvey. Or no, you already went. So Jeff?
Hi, my name's Jim Foley. Nice to meet you. So I'm currently a Rutgers MBA student, and for the past 3 years, I've been working in Prudential's Mutual Fund Law Department. Majority of my responsibilities include preparing for quarterly board meetings, compiling board materials, attending board meetings, and drafting minutes for these meetings. I think this role has given me a solid understanding of Prudential's mutual fund business. And this experience has been very meaningful, but there's also limited career mobility in my current role, and I'm very interested in finding a role within one of Prudential's investment management business groups. Is this something you'd be able to talk about further? Maybe we could exchange business cards? All right, thank you. There you go. Oh, here's mine.
Thank you.
Great. How much again? Like,
I thought it was consents and just said exactly what you needed to say.
right. And when, Alex?
I thought it was a little bit wordy with conventional board meetings. Maybe that could be condensed a little bit.
Okay, so when did we get, so what was his brand, if you will, what he does or aspires to do professionally? What was his brand? Michael?
Currently works in mutual fund law and wants to go into an investment management.
Yes, okay. So currently works in mutual funds law and wants to go into investment something, but we didn't get to the wants to go into investment something until the very, very end. And that's what you want your networking contact to take away. You're the person who's getting into investment management. You can, or is that right? Investment, whatever. Getting into investment management. And you can tell the story of why that makes sense, but that's your brand statement.
So start off with what you want to get into first.
I would.
Okay.
I would. Find a way to put it sooner in your conversation to make it more memorable, and then you can explain why it makes sense, which you did at first. You did beautifully, but you just gave us a longer story before you got to that point.
Okay.
You keep practicing a lot. You had a couple, and then if you didn't have them, it will flow so naturally, like you're overthinking it a little bit.
Okay.
It would be more.
Yeah, I noticed a lot of ums as well, and maybe with more precise thinking. Remember how I mentioned to Michael that he could think about the main points he wants to hit rather than hitting word for word. It may have been you wanted to say a lot of things in a certain way, and you couldn't remember exactly how you wanted to say them, so you said the filler word So think about the three things. Your brand, which is investment management, and that makes sense because you did 1 and 2, and now let's stay in touch. So maybe just think about those goals. If I accomplished goal 1, if I accomplished goal 2, if I accomplished goal 3, and being more precise like that could make it less likely that you would default to a filler word.
So what's your opinion on, say, I know you said there's limited flexibility in my current job.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. So this was portrayed kind of negatively. So this is what so not only did he not get to what he actually wants to do till the end, he told us how his current job sucks, and then told us about how he wants to do that. So there was a negative slant there that I would definitely avoid.
Does he really need to explain why he wants to switch jobs?
Yeah. He doesn't even need to explain it. Doesn't even need to go there. It's just, this is what I've done in the past. This is where I'm going. Rutgers is helping me do that, and I'm so excited about it. Let's do this thing. Good. Blake is next.
Hi, I'm Blake.
Hey, nice to meet you. I'm Jim.
Nice to meet you. So I've noticed that you have an accounting position available with your firm, and I just wanted to pitch my background and to tell you a little bit more about myself to see if we can find a good fit. Currently, I work as a property accountant at Matt Cali. In prior positions, I've worked as a compensation accountant, I've worked in accounts payable, accounts receivable, and staff accounting. Given my background, I really do feel that it's in line with what you're looking for in this position at your firm. So if you don't mind, would you mind giving me your business card so I can find out more in detail about this position?
Sure.
All right, great. Be hearing from you next week.
Thanks.
Take care.
Good. Good. Terry.
The handshake at the end.
What's that?
The handshake at the end, I think you were.
What about it? What happened?
He kind of just left
Oh, he didn't do a handshake. Yeah, he walked away quickly. It was sort of in and a hit and run type of thing. Josie?
We haven't told that there has to be a certain weight loss for the car.
There has to be a what?
A certain weight, like not direct weight loss.
Okay, what's the way? What's the way you use it?
Like I'd like to stay in touch with you, or do you mind if I write to you if I stay in touch with you? Something like that.
Can you summarize the asking for business cards, the RBS asking for business card policy more effectively for me?
So they really don't encourage that you ask, like, can I have a business card directly?
Okay,
But
so don't say can I have it.
Like, don't just go and ask, like, can I have a business card?
Okay.
Like, get them interested in you and then express an interest that you want to stay in touch with them.
Okay, so say can we stay in touch? So instead of saying can I have your business card, say can we stay in touch? And at that point, you would either write down their email or they would give you a business card.
They give you a business card, you can exchange actually, or you can just take out the business card and say, I'm saying.
Okay. So the comments made that, and this is part of your training at RBS, that you don't just directly say, can I have your business card? Can we stay in touch with whatever she?
Depending on what she said, like if you say can we keep in touch, like the person might give you an option. If he or she has a business card, she might offer it to you. Otherwise, she'll say, okay, I'll write it down. So that's what they mostly do.
Okay, I think that's fine. So can we stay in touch? Might be a little less abrasive than can we exchange business cards? Fair point. Other carpet?
What about, would you mind if I email you for more information? So that way it's like, oh, instead of staying in touch, you're kind of asking for the email or asking.
Sure, that's good. And I think can we exchange business cards? Perhaps can give it that more conversational quality and be less abrasive than can I have your business card, if you're concerned about that. Dan?
Sure, there's a little more effective to explain who he was before explaining what he wanted. It seemed like you kind of led with, I know you have this position open, I'm interested in it, but you said that without like explaining who you are and why you're doing it. So I think it was a good point to bring up with me after you explained your experience.
Okay, I'm going to come back to that. I'm going to first say that for what it was, which is there's a specific position open in accounting, let me explain my accounting background. I think it was great. He said his accounting background, he was confident about it. If there's an actual position open, I think that level of being forward about accounting is completely appropriate, and I think he did it beautifully. If this is more of a conversation, let's keep in touch about my accounting career, let me just tell you a little bit about myself, I would totally agree with Daniel's point that there may need a little bit more of a warm up to that. What do you all think? Do you all think it worked well with his accounting strategy? Or did you need more of a rounder thing?
No, I think he knew exactly what he wanted. So he was only targeting a specific job. Versus if it was, oh, do you have any opportunities, then I would kind of make it a little broader. Just because, whatever he's seeking might not be available. If there is another job that kind of encompasses what he wants to do, he may be able to apply to that job if he kept it a little broad.
Okay, but I would go back to what I said to you 5 or so minutes ago, that because he's so committed to this particular job, I'm going to recognize him as the person that's committed to accounting. And if I see a job that is open that is similar to that, I'm likely to think of him. Or if he says, or if the first job doesn't work out, he says, is this other job a possibility? You know who I am, you know how passionate I am about accounting, do you think it's something I should apply for? I think that can work as his favor. I don't think he needs to, in that situation, to say, you can hire me for other stuff as well. And I think this is a great example of when it's okay to be forward and when it's okay to be aggressive, because he was clearly going for something and he clearly understood the needs of his audience and he was able to just say it effectively. Mike?
I thought he did a really good job of getting his point across, concise, quick. To me, it almost sounded like too rehearsed. Like he said that to 10 different recruiters tonight. It's just like rolled off the tongue like a little bit too easily. Like it wasn't really like a conversation. it's at almost like too perfect.
Okay, yeah, and then I go
That
back,
could be an issue.
yeah, and I might go back to kind of what I said to Daniel's point, that if this was more of a conversation, I think you could make it more of a conversation. But if he's going specifically for this job, I would admire, you know, you're not wasting my time. This is, you know, you just want to tell me why you're right for this particular role right now. And I would say it's fine. But, you know, you should hear those comments and understand that sometimes you may need to adjust based on the situation and slow it down a little bit. All right, great work. Where are we at? What? Yeah, you? Yeah. Why? Why? Am I saying, did I say anything right? You?
Hi, Nancy. Nice to meet you.
Sorry.
Yeah. I'm now the first year MBA student in Rutgers. Previously, I worked in investment bank side for several years, and then I started my own investment firm. As a development of my firm, I began to serve foreign investors, and I did love what I did, but I couldn't provide enough products to serve foreign investors, and that is why I came here to sharpen my skills and experiences to enhance my future work. May I have your business card? Here's my business card. Your business card. Currently I'm looking for business partners in a global side. If we have a chance, we can work together.
Excellent. Comments for you?
She did a pretty good job. I mean, what was she looking for, and like why she came to school, and she was very specific about looking for business partners and why she was looking for, because she could not serve her foreign clients on different products. So I think it was pretty precise of what she wanted.
I'd agree with that. The only thing I would say is a comment I've made a number of times tonight is that wasn't till the very end. Like, she didn't say I'm looking for business partners till the very end. But it was an impressive story and a well-told story, so we forgave her for that. But if we had that, where does she fit in with us? What's her brand? What's the thing I should remember about her? I would want that earlier on in your elevator pitch. I'm looking for business partners in the investment space. Here's my background. It's a very impressive background, especially if you're able to make such a bold statement about, I don't want to be an analyst for you. I'm not really looking for a job. I'm looking for business partners in this space. And here's my impressive background to justify that.
Yeah, I would say she had her feet together the whole time, and like was wobbling because of that. Like if you just like spread your feet like you're like foot apart.
Okay, wobbling. Did anyone else notice the wobbling? All right, so check out the video. You've got at least one comment. Someone noticed you're wobbling, and maybe feet a little bit further apart could help. I didn't really notice though. Go kidding me. Any other comments?
I think a lot of, when I've been looking for work, a lot of jobs are looking for entrepreneurial spirits or mindset. So for me personally, being one myself, that's just impressive, period. And that you're not looking to work for them, but expand your business still, and that you came to school, like you're showing your passion there. So I think mentioning those things, it just makes it more concrete. So I like that.
Yeah, good work. Great job. Christian?
Hi, my name is Christian Ramos. Nice to meet you. I'm currently an investment operations associate at Prudential, working on the private side for private debt, private equity, providing operational support to internal parties as well as external clients. But I'm want to make a transition more to a front office role along the lines of relationship management, working more with clients. I know that you guys have some openings and that meets those specifications, and I was wondering if we could talk further about that sometime.
Good stuff. Comments for Christian? Mike?
Well, very smoothly. You got his point across, you want where you want to go, and
Good.
smooth.
Other comments? Concise and to the point? Okay. My comment is going to be that it was not that concise and to the point. What do you think? Should we arm wrestle? I think he took longer than he needed to explain to explain his current role. And it took a while to get to the relationship management part. And that's what we want to remember. That's where I want to see some enthusiasm, that's where I want to see some confidence.
Okay.
So I would suggest think of a way to summarize your current role in fewer words, and then you can get to the relationship management. So I'm currently working yada yada, and I'm moving towards a relationship management. And then if you have to go back to your current role, so this is my current role, I want to get to relationship management. If you feel like you need to explain more, then you can say my current role relates to this because of X, Y, Z.
Okay, so could I just do like one, like literally a sentence or two about like what I currently do and then move? Or is that like too short?
Oh, yeah, that's what I encourage you to do. A sentence or two about what you currently do. But the important part of that, it could be the same sentence. So we know the important part of that sentence is you're just warming us up for relationship management.
Okay.
So currently I work in this, but I'm working towards a relationship management.
Okay.
I did notice some hands.
I know, I was trying to.
Okay. Zip zap zoom position. All right. Daniel?
Hi, how are you? I am Daniel. Nice to meet you. So I'm currently working for Prudential, and I work as a senior accounting associate there. I've worked there for almost 2 years, and I really enjoy the work that I do. I'm also a part-time student at Rutgers University, I'm an MBA student there. And my goal with pursuing an MBA is to, I guess, transition into a managerial position with Prudential. I really like the company. And I understand that your group actually has some management positions open. So I'd like to speak with you a little bit more about some of those positions and whether they're a good fit.
Great, I'll be giving you a business card to talk about it.
All right, great. Thanks.
Excellent. I would say, when you said my goal is to, I guess, transition into management, one, it sounds a little waffly, and two, it sounds a little general. But you clarified by saying a management role at Prudential, which I think is good. But I would keep those things in mind. You want it to be not waffly, and you want it to be specific. And it's a great story. So I work at Prudential, I love the work that I want to do, and I'm trying to take that to the next level by getting my MBA to work my way into management. Could we talk further about how you became a manager? So I would just eliminate a couple of those words that are adding negativity and make it as specific as possible. Any other comments for Dan? Okay, where are we at? Josie? Or Dan, can you stay up for 1 second?
Hi, how are you? I'm good. I'm Jyoti for now, second year MBA student at Rutgers Business School, and my major is supply chain management. Prior to Rutgers, I was working as a scientist at St. Jude Hospital in Memphis, and there I was leading a managed funded project to understand the mechanism behind Alzheimer's disease. I have a PhD in biochemistry from Max Planck in Munich, Germany, and I'm really passionate about pharmaceutical industry and quite interested in your company. Can I have your email for getting more information?
Yeah, sure. Actually, I have a business card I can give you. That's my email.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Mm-hmm.
It was nice to meet you.
Thank you. Nice to meet you too.
Good. Comments for Josie? Arpit.
I think she built up her story very well of why she wants to do what she's looking for.
So what is she looking for?
I think she's looking to get into pharma industry, but I don't know if she really, so from what I got from that was she's trying to get more information out of the other person, because I don't think she really knows what she's trying to do in pharma.
Okay, okay. I would agree with the second part of your comment, that I don't think she really knows what she's trying to do within pharma. At least she didn't tell us specifically. But it was a great story, and it's impressive stuff. PhD, supply chain, all this stuff is important and impressive, but I want the takeaway sooner. What's your brand? I want to walk away from this conversation knowing your brand. It's supply chain and pharma. Or, cost cutter for new medicines via supply chain. Something like that. I think that's what I would like to take away from hearing your elevator pitch. Any other comments? Anu Preeti? So I would say maybe after we've heard a bunch of these elevator pitches, you might start to believe me a little bit more that it gets harder and harder to decipher all this information if we don't have a point right away. And this is the recruiter. A recruiter has heard as many elevator pitches in the last 15 minutes as you all have just heard. So if this were the first one that you heard, you may have said, well, that's a really impressive story, and it sounds like you're doing a lot of impressive stuff. But now that we've heard 30 or 25 of them, we're like, what's the point? Where are you going with this? Okay, supply chain, finally I get there. Okay, wait, procurement, is that a little different than supply chain? I don't really know where to fit you with all these great credentials that you're throwing at me. So that's my takeaway, is I want to hear your brand right off the bat. I think this is a great opportunity for us to think. We want that value. You may not have believed me when we started this, but I hope you believe me now. We need it right off the bat. Seconds count. Any other comments?
Yeah, I think after a while, the recruiter just focused. After 10 seconds, like, all right, next.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. 7.
Yeah, so I guess 30 seconds was the time frame.
What's that?
She went over 30 seconds.
She went over 30 seconds? Yeah, but we stopped listening after 10. 2 minutes. Again, like I've said many times, great story, great impressive stuff, but we need that value, we need that brand right in front.
Let's start. Okay, hi, I'm Satvik. Pleasure meeting you. So I'm doing my MBA here at Rutgers Business School and majoring in supply chain management. Prior to joining Rutgers, I was working with Accenture for 4 years, and there at Accenture I got the opportunity to work with clients such as Cisco and AT&T. At Accenture, I had this constant desire to improve business processes, especially in terms of the performance, reducing wastes, and then the interest towards supply chain and operations just began, and that is when I decided to join Rutgers because it is known for supply chain management.
I'm looking for opportunity in your company wherein I can leverage my previous experience and also the current experience that I'll gain after my MBA. Yes, I would like to connect with you via LinkedIn if you would permit me to do that. Thank you. Pleasure meeting you.
Good. So well said. Good credentials, good information. He didn't do anything awkward, but I would give him a similar comment than I gave Anu Priti, that there's a lot there, and I want to know how to make sense of it right at the beginning. He got to supply chain management towards the end, and then I thought he was going somewhere specific with I want to work with a company. I forget how you said that. I want to work with a company
I don't know what I said.
like yours. But let's help him out really quick. What could he have said at the beginning which would have focused that brand a little bit more for us? Arpit?
So I guess you can say, hi, my name is blah blah. Currently I'm interested in supply chain going to my MBA school. I'm currently looking for a position that would help me apply my expertise from the prior job and learning from Rutgers. And this is what I've done in the past. Something like that.
Michael?
Maybe my passion is supply chain.
My passion is supply chain management. Brief pause. That fits into my work at Accenture because of this, and I'm able to take that further with my MBA at Rutgers. So, started off, my passion is supply chain management. Brief pause. I say that's a great strategy. Good, anything else? Siddharth?
Hi, I'm Siddharth. I'm a first year MBA student at Rutgers Business School, specializing in supply chain management. I'm currently looking for careers in supply chain consulting. Prior to joining Rutgers, I actually ran my own company where I was really interested in improving processes and improving productivity. So I'm looking for a career in supply chain management consulting, and I was wondering if you had a role.
So yes, we have a couple of opportunities waiting for you.
So can I get back in touch with you by email?
Definitely, this is my diary.
Thank you so much.
I heard the term supply chain consultants. Sounds like a good brand to me. I would start with that. My name is Siddharth. I'm looking at careers in supply chain consulting. You did, but you started with I'm a first year.
Okay.
I did this, and then you got to supply chain consulting.
So I thought, isn't like being part of Rutgers your brand?
It could be, definitely. But what do you all think? Would you have preferred I'm looking at careers in supply chain consulting, or do you need the I'm a first year Rutgers business student and what I'm majoring in?
First.
The supply chain consultant?
Yeah.
Michael likes option A.
Well, it depends.
Jay, what do you think?
I think it depends on what the premise is. So if it's a company that came in at a corporate presentation and then they're doing like a meet and greet somewhere, then you start with, okay, I'm supply chain and then that. But if it's, I feel like if it's someone you just meet randomly.
You know what, I would say, I don't care who you meet. I want to hear a supply chain consultant first. If you must explain that you're a first year business student, you can explain that after. Because that's how you're getting to that brand. That's how you're developing the skills, that's how you're leveraging your past experiences by going to business school, and that's how you're going to get to that point. So, yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Sometimes employers also have the impression that they come up and then they tell that this first year student and second year student, and accordingly they'll react to the person's ability. If he starts with a supply chain consultant, then the recruiter might get confused that what is he talking about?
Yeah, that's what they taught us.
All right, can someone, who's closer, can you
Yeah,
say
here,
that again?
I'll explain it to you. So the reason that when they taught us, like in the first year full time, is because a lot of recruitment has first years and second years, and
Okay.
they merge us in these recruitment.
Okay, fine.
And so they tell us to tell the recruiter, like, you know, we're first year, so they don't so they could gear their mindset toward where we're coming from.
Fine. I'm a first year student and I'm working on a career in supply chain consulting. All right. Carrie, I think you're up.
Stop it. You ready? You want to pitch for it? No, I'll take Susan Johnson. All right. Well, good evening. My name is Harry. Okay, great. I'm very passionate about traveling, and I would love to work as a airline marketing manager. Just to speak a little bit about my background, I'm a Rutgers MBA student here, first year, and it's part of the reason why I majored in supply chain, because I want to go over operations here in the travel industry, and that's why I'm here today. So, thank you.
Yeah, I love that.
There you go.
Good. First notice, Carrie, you may need to speak up a little bit.
Yeah.
Did everyone hear? No? Did someone who heard him want to make a comment? Rajesh?
I heard like he wants to get into travel consulting, and he's interested. He likes traveling.
Yeah.
So that's his passion, which is actually connected to his goal in life.
Yeah. And then he mentioned supply chain. So passion is traveling, that's my goal, and then you mentioned that's how supply chain works. And I think that's great. That's how I would explain what your passion is and how that ties into your work at Rutgers. I would not lead with I'm, whatever, second year supply chain management, and then get to your passion. I would say my passion is travel, and this is how my career is supporting this transition. Yeah.
He rolled his eyes a couple of times.
Rolled his eyes. Yeah, I think the louder voice may also come with a serious, more intense tone.
Yeah.
So louder, more serious, more intense. Anything else?
The body language will.
Yeah, he did a little bit of shaking around. So zip zap zoom. Good. Stop. Okay. All right, Gracie.
Hi, my name is Gracie. I'm a first year student at Rutgers Business School. I'm now looking for work opportunities as a brand manager. Before I came here, I worked in different industries such as aviation, pharmaceutical, and in different functions such as business development and training. So during that work process, I found out that I have a passion for marketing, and I'm really like the process of running a project from the start to end. So that's why I'm here to change my career here to marketing. I'm wondering if I can keep in touch with you and to share more information on marketing.
Yeah, sure. There you go.
This is my
Okay, great. Thank you.
Excellent comments for Gracie.
I think she should put her brand more in front.
Okay, it's interesting you say that. Now, what was her brand? Marketing. Okay, and you think she should have said it sooner?
Yeah, I think.
Okay, I think the way I like the way she delivered it. She said, "I'm a second year and I'm interested in brand," and then she went into more details. I liked that delivery. I think she had it where it needed to be, and that's what I've been encouraging through most of these tonight. Is this is my passion, brand management, and then she told us the supporting story afterwards. And I think the words she said were all great. It did come off as a little bit rehearsed and a little bit forced, but I think that will develop as it becomes more of a real conversation and you're not standing in front of 30 people in this awkward classroom setting. You could pause after brand manager. You said brand manager and then you went straight into it. Let it sink in, and then when you say how you develop this passion for marketing, that might be another place where you could slow down and engage more with your audience. But I thought your structure, your layout was good. You just need to think about delivering it it's like I said with a warm start, cold start. In this contrived situation, sometimes you need to find a way to make it more of a question and response, and that's something that will come as you practice as well.
I'm Jesse, nice to meet you. I'm currently first year MBA student, concentrating in supply chain management. Then before here, I have 3 years working experience, including 2 years as a manufacturing engineer and 1 year as a second lieutenant in my country. And my major responsibility as an engineer is to conduct an improvement trial to improve our company's products quality. And during my time in military, I learned the importance of keeping things done in time and how to bring the entire group forward. So that's why I want to pursue my career goal as a project management. So you can have your business card. That's mine.
Okay, good, excellent. So my comment is going to be similar to a comment I've made before. I want to hear his brand sooner. And what was his brand? Supply chain management. I want to pursue supply chain management. I feel like that's too general. That's too broad. I want to hear at least something specific about supply chain management that you think is awesome and why you want to study it. Better still, I want to think about the niche of supply chain. I want to do something just like Apple does with this thing. I want to be the type of person who controls the inventory at Amazon. I want to do something specific like that to make it more memorable. Now, you're onto something, maybe you alluded to a little bit, that was really interesting. You talked about your career as a second lieutenant, and you talked something about people.
Yeah. I learned the importance of getting things done in time.
Yeah. Okay, I think that's interesting, and that's a great story. So what I would suggest for you is to think more specifically what your goal is. More specifically what you might be doing when you graduate and why that's really exciting for you. And that would be your brand, all right? I want to do this. And that relates to two things. One, my study of supply chain management at Rutgers, and two, my experience as a second lieutenant in the military where operations were important for this reason and that reason. So, yeah, does that make sense? Good? Oh.
Would it be effective if you said, hi, my name is Jesse, as a military man, I believe in efficiency, and then kind of build on that?
He could introduce it that way. I still want to hear his brand, though, which his brand right now is just, I like supply chain management. And that's not good enough. You're not going to distinguish yourself with all these incredibly talented supply chain management folks we have just in this room. This is the niche of supply chain that you see yourself in. Okay, is Michael the last one? All right. Oh, wait up there.
I just want to talk to you. Hi, I'm Mike. Nice to meet you. So I'm currently a second-year MBA student at Rutgers University, concentrating in finance, and I'm really looking to transition into a portfolio management position. I currently work in a wealth management operations role, and I saw that your firm is hiring for a portfolio manager. I'd love to learn more about the role if you have some time next week to talk about it. Sure. May I have your business cards so I can connect? Thank you very much. It's nice to meet you.
What do we think? Perfect. All right. This is where I am now. This is what I want to do, and this is how I'm making the transition. Blake?
Yeah, I thought it was very specific. He definitely knew what he wanted out of this conversation, like why he approached this person.
Yeah, and it was still conversational. I think, who was it earlier? Oh, it was yours. Where you had such a specific goal, and we said maybe you need to be more conversational sometimes, but I thought it worked well. This was a great example of very specific and conversational.
Plus, he didn't say anything negative about the prior job.
Yeah.
He didn't say anything negative. Everything was just all positive. Everything was all positive.
Yeah, that's a great point. This is what I'm doing now. This is how I'm leveraging, he didn't really say that he was leveraging his MBA, but it's sort of assumed that he's transitioning with the good stuff he's learning here at Rutgers. But it's all, this is part of the plan. This is all in the up and up. I'm glad you brought that point up. We don't want to dwell on the negative. We want to think about how our strategy is great and how it's going to get us where we want to go. Good, good. So thank you for being our star student to finish us off here.
That's it, let's go.
All right, so sorry for keeping you all here so late. I meant to finish a little bit sooner, but I'm going to spend a couple minutes going over your assignment, which is due next week. If you need to leave, of course, you can. I'm just going to brainstorm a little bit on how you might approach this. I believe you have the corporate change memo, which is due next week, and you have the bad news email, which is due the following week. They're the same thing. They're based on the writing, business need, audience sensitivity stuff we discussed last week, but I want you to have the benefit of my feedback from the corporate change memo before you do the bad news email. So for the corporate change memo, let me just read you this scenario, and we can get a discussion going about how we could use some of that audience sensitivity stuff, like offering alternatives, showing concern, possibly using a buffer. We'll think about how we would portray this challenging information that you're going to have to write a memo for. So, you are a senior manager for Bank First, a large retail bank based in New York City. Your company has just acquired Bank, which is a medium-sized bank headquartered in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Bank, company you just acquired, has 20 retail branches around Minneapolis and almost 800 employees. The acquisition was very important for Bank First because Bank First wants to gain a foothold in the Midwest in order to diversify its customer base. You will be in charge of transitioning Bank into fully incorporated branches of Bank First. It is of paramount importance that the transition goes smoothly in the eyes of the Minneapolis customers because if the customer base shrinks as a result of the change, the Bank First investors will have serious doubts about the company's ability to expand. During this transition, you know that roughly 20% of the frontline bank tellers, loan officers, and other customer service personnel will lose their jobs. Additionally, roughly 80% of the senior managers and the staff at headquarters will lose their jobs. Your task is to write a memo to all Bank employees that will calm the employees and help the transition go smoothly. Because you want to gain the trust of employees who will remain, you want to be as honest in the memo as possible. So, in this assignment, you need to meet your business objectives, which is to explain this information, and you want this transition to go smoothly, so you want to do this in a way that will keep the Bank employees calm and not start a panic. And doing all that, you need to be as honest as possible because you want to gain the trust of the employees that will stay. So how are we going to approach this? What strategies might you use to meet that business need and be sensitive to the audience as well? Jim?
I guess focus on the positive values of the company that's acquiring a smaller company.
Yeah, you all are fortunate to be part of this company, and we're excited about that. Good strategy. What about the people who aren't going to be part of it, though? How do we address those needs? Matthew?
Be sympathetic. Go out of the way to explain the circumstances. Kind of unfortunately, there may have to be some, I don't know the exact word right now, but some disconnect who may follow and who may not.
Yes, yes. So it may be a challenging time, and we're sympathetic for that, and maybe we've got a plan to deal with it. You can add those details. You can say, we're going to be here for you, there's going to be severance, there's going to be this way of handling the transition. You can add that kind of thing in. How are you going to be as honest as possible so that the employees who remain will trust you, but at the same time, not let the honest as possible by but how can you make that as, I guess, as soft as possible? How can you deliver that information in a manner that is sympathetic?
Is it possible we can mention something like they're trying to our best to actually reduce the impact or something like that, so that at least we're trying.
Yeah, I think that's great. We're trying to reduce the impact. Maybe some examples of how you're trying to reduce the impact.
How about form like some kind of like a department or team that you try to help you get jobs in the future or something like that?
Sure.
Would that work?
Sure, absolutely.
Say we're gonna have so-and-so or this department help people transition or reach out to other
Yeah.
or network.
Yeah.
Help them get jobs.
Yep, we talked about audience sensitivity, offer alternatives. These are some alternatives we're going to have in place for you. And you might want to be careful about how you explain that. You want to explain that in a way that doesn't open up a can of worms and concisely offers that reassurance without confusing anyone. Any other ideas, suggestions?
Maybe structure it as in the good parts, like, hey, we're all merging, congratulations. They kind of bring like, oh, some people might lose jobs, and then bring in like, the good part, but we're going to give a severance, like kind of layering it, like,
okay.
Where it's like in the middle, sandwiching, I guess.
Okay, good, good. Let's stay on that for a minute. So what problems could you run into if you layer it like that?
Yeah.
Like, great news, where you're part of a great company. Bad news, you might lose your job. Good news, we're going to be there for you. How do we handle putting all those pieces together? And that's really the crux of the assignment. How do we handle putting those pieces together in a way? I'll tell you some of the pitfalls. If you start off too aggressively, great news, it's a wonderful company, you may lose people who think they're going to lose their jobs when they're just hearing some sort of propaganda about this great bank that's about to fire them. I'd say that's the major pitfall.
Can we do it like an Apple contract where it's like 100 pages and just like hide it somewhere?
Yeah.
So no one reads it.
Yes, you could. So you put note A, B, C. Yeah. Yeah, I just need to think about how you're going to massage that. And I'd say I summed it up there. Is that you don't want to be too aggressive. This is a great company. And you know you've got some difficult things to talk about. Yeah. What's that?
Neutral tone, not good, not bad, just stating that this is good.
Okay, so neutral tone may not offend anyone, but what's the disadvantage of using a neutral tone?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's just some unfeeling HR person who doesn't care whether they lose their job. And you don't care about the positive synergy of this company, the positive thing that's happening. So you're probably going to want to find that. Absolutely. Show consideration. And we talked about, wouldn't it be great, last time we talked about, wouldn't it be great if your audience reading this letter could say, you know what, I would do the same thing they're doing. It sucks that I'm losing my job, but their logic makes sense, and I would do, that's exactly how I would do it. All right, I think you've got some good ideas. Look forward to seeing you all next week. And thanks for staying with me till 9 o'clock tonight.
That's gonna be hard.
For what part?
All right, finance, 20%.